Hello? Hello, and welcome. Hello and welcome. Welcome everybody. We're gonna try something new today. I hope the music isn't overbearing, that you can hear me clearly. There may be some among us that find the Sith to be divine, but I promise you I am no god. So I'm glad you actually do that drawing tonight, because I legitimately don't know how to set it up yet. I've been working with the website to do the poll. We're going to get it done though, don't you worry. We're going to get all 3 of those 50K Pro Lucids given away. We're still waiting. We've got 4 minutes for the Globex Open to actually set up. And once we get a break, I'll have the 10-minute high or the 10-minute low. Get a set up for the evening. Right, so far the 10-minute opening range, about 27 points wide, 38 points wide. Send the Sith back to arithmetic. like a nice size opening range. It's usually at this time of the day, though, that I'm also considering ranges and subsequent highs and lows that brought us into this segment, right? We shouldn't be obtuse and just ignore major support and resistance levels that have proven all that. This is something I haven't highlighted on stream yet, is how I oftentimes put up potentially other trend lines, or, just the movement of a range, right, that we had been forming into the close. There was clearly some consolidation there. That was against the New York and session VWAP from yesterday. Now we're putting pressure on a gap up situation here today. So far, order book is building. Got positive CDD. You got acceptance above the VWAP, but we're still inside of a 10-minute opening range. And there's nothing for us to do but let the market work itself out. We're not interested in playing the guessing game. We want the market to give us a momentum move out of a range so that we can participate. Because until then, the market's still figuring out what even it wants to do for the day, right? Yeah, I could see that, right? You're into major resistance. I'm personally would have loved to see the ability to get, one in the direction of the gap fill again here today, but the gap fill's so close to the order break, it's gonna probably be the same scenario. But what I don't like about the range that we formed, as you can see right here, this 27,794 high from 2:50 in the afternoon Central Time to the lows here at following that into the close around 27,739. That is a decent trading range. The market has clearly been inside of that 60-point roughly range, and our range is inside of that. I'm not saying I'm going to wait for those green levels that are slightly above or below our oil to break, but I'm not going to ignore them outright on a day like today. This was a lot of consolidation. I do think once the market wants to go one way or the other, we're going to get a nice little push. And right now, it's putting pressure. And again, we're a lot of people are selling here today, but again, we're not here to speculate. It's a core setup to watch and to play out and simply wait for. The last 10 minutes, the range is set. We don't have a break yet, but we've got a good range to watch for over the subsequent set. If you guys can see the chaos that's going on around me, though. I've got a kid running around with a inside push lawnmowers, just making this pop, pop, pop sound. By the other one, I got one of these ride-on vacuum cleaners. Can't make this up. It's called the Bro. I'll have to put a link to it. Never seen anything like it. When sessions start just above the VWAP like this on a gap up, I'm not saying you can't trust it. It's just you know where to go. You know where everyone buying it is going to get stopped out, right? You know, I guess that's what I'm getting at, right? It's not that you can't trust this. You just know where the guy buying it is putting his stops, and you wonder if it's going to get hunted. Not for us to decide, though, right? Yeah, but I'm glad you all enjoy hearing the cool, soft timbre of the Sith's voice. But this is the opportunity where I can answer a lot more questions and we can have an actual dialogue about what's going on. Chat was great, but you all were right. This is the only way to do it. The real fun part's gonna be when I start bringing guests on, because I kind of have a whole plan for this time slot in the evening. It's gonna be fun if it can develop into what I want it to be. But for now, it's me, you guys, and a pretty easy setup that, in my opinion, is the best way to start your day. Because no matter what session you begin with, you're gonna have an orb that sets up. It gives you somewhat of a range break, or like, you know, some build up of liquidity and participation, and then eventually breaks one way or the other. And you get that momentous move out of the ring. Stops are hit, people fly in with market orders because they're chasing it higher or panic selling lower. But there's really only two ways to move a market, and this is something else we're going to talk about a lot on this stream, which is at the smallest, the visible size in a market, at the tick size. Everything that, in fact, it behaves even more predictably when you consider what's referred to as the K algorithm. And we're going to be getting into the basis of what makes for a trend. How does the market move higher? How does the market stop itself? Not to go all ICT on people, but all he ever does is describe a lot of things that have been going on in markets for centuries, just in his own language. Well, there's a simpler language to describe all this that's been around forever. We say support and resistance. Frauds on liquidity are the same, and the order flow has never changed. It's just a matter of who's been looking at it and where. Have we looked at the New York Open orb for Forcesweep? Yes. Pyramid actually is another place I've treated it. I tend to either look at a very, very small, much smaller time frame opening range, or go to like a 15-minute for a New York session. And that's just because of the speed. I think that happens at the New York Open. The volume, the speed is just different. The Globex Open, 90% of the time is like it is this evening. Maybe a little gap, 30-40 point range. Takes, a sales pace to set up. But it's very manageable. It's relaxing. We can have a cool chat in there. And I would say this too, there's other major statistics that exist at the New York Open. You can utilize lots of statistical breakdowns of, the trading sessions leading into the New York session. For example, when the Asian session engulfs London, there are percentage outcomes for how the New York session is going to sweep those highs or lows for the day. The hours, specifically the 1.5 hour period leading up to that New York Open, there are some of the strongest statistical breakdowns when a market closes or finishes in certain quadrants of that hour. Upwards of 80-90%, right? For them to take out previous highs and lows. So don't have as much of that for the Globex session as you do for New York. Mainly because the day hasn't set up, right? Liquidity is still, other than leftover liquidity from the previous day, any new liquidity entered the market, or traders, new participation, or discovering that auction, in theory, all over again every day. It's not that simple, but hey, what is? This could be one of the slower opens we've had in a while, though. But we'll see how this develops. So far, pretty tight range. We're right on the VWAP. So I'm not opposed to seeing this, go a little bit higher than our orb, high or low, to confirm, but very likely the market will take care of that for us and we won't have to worry. Nico asks, remind me again about which circumstances are appropriate for disregarding the opening candle of Globex, the old 1 minute, skip. Yeah. This opening candle is a decent candidate. I'll give you that. Because I can totally understand the notion that, hey, yeah, you break below 27,765. There's a good chance of a gap fill at that point, and that's going to give you, you get back to the VWAP at 27,773. That gives you a solid 30-point drop to the potential VWAP as like a setup. Given the consolidation you see here, the spirit of the Forcesweep is that there's just consolidation to start the day, then an opening move in one direction, a mean reversion to the VWAP before we take out the higher low of the day. So the 10-minute opening range has always been a completely arbitrary level. They just happen to actually work in longer term and various backtests were resolved. Because really the edge of most of these strategies that incorporate the VWAP exists simply because trading in the direction of the VWAP or using it as a trading indicator will give you some discernible edge. However, incorporating some kind of range for there to be a momentum break before it, now you're layering on another piece of the puzzle that, trend following needs, which is an impulsive move in one direction, retracement to test where the new participants are, and then a impulsive move back in the original direction that takes you to a new higher low, actually creating progress in the market. That you need the new higher high or higher low to start a trend. Otherwise, it's just chop. So a candle like today's, where majority of that candle is the majority of the range or bigger than the kind of consolidation we've had since then, it is a candidate for it. I personally, because I've got evals right now, that's something I would get aggressive with, but I'm also, for the sake of all y'all and the stream, I am trying to be conservative and trade this, as close to the orb as possible, which I'm not going to lie, as a trader who truthfully doesn't trade this religiously or rigidly, there are small nuances that I've added over the years to help with it, or, keep me out of trouble, which did not help last week, right? Or I ignored some of them for better or worse. But adapting, my trading to the stream and being live with it's been an adventure. I'll tell you, not making excuses. I'm the one who pulled the trigger, press the button. But it is interesting how I've had to kind of think about the way I present this, not only to you guys, but the way I do it myself, right? And I hate that, right? Because I want this to be as mechanical as possible, to be as simple as possible, to not have to think, to just do. Yeah, well, even as somebody who has noted lots of actual automated algorithms and trading systems in various environments for various different reasons, everything from low latency, high frequency, market making type stuff to just simple trend following. No matter how automated you get, you don't ever take the trader out of the experience. There's always a human there that have to use some discretion at some level. The systems aren't always just turn it on and set and forget it. You backtest systems for specific market situations and circumstances. And when they don't fit under that umbrella, well, that's when you turn a system off or sit on the sidelines, right? Because why some wait drawdown if you know statistically this is the type of price action your system doesn't work out well in? That's the problem, right? You become a systems trader. You want to be mechanical. You want to be as robotic. You want to be a computer. At the end of the day, you still end up making decisions that change your P&L, that change your outcome, and ultimately the result. And Aaron's totally right. I got so many scenarios over the last year in my X profile, just going back. I do want to try to way to consolidate all that into one place. So that's my next mission is to I was like, okay, if I post these every day, in a year we're going to have that 700, or 2 years we have 500 examples of this. I just got to keep doing it, right? And find a way to bring it all together. But there's so many examples there, you're right. And I'm hoping to find a way to data mine my own stuff. So, okay, we already know a little bit of a here. We haven't broken out, right, of any kind of range yet. I felt like they were maybe going to make a trade go for it there just because this 15-minute pattern you're seeing. You had 3 minutes of consolidation within a single candle structure here into the end of the day. You then gap up and you break through those highs. I mean, this is a clear squeeze against the sellers of this range in this so far. I don't want to be biased and say, oh, we're going to go higher and then there's going to be a Forcesweep long because, hey, I've seen enough of this, so it doesn't matter. But at this point, right, catching a bid, getting out of 47,780, probably striking distance of that high. So never mind, we're coming right back down. There's never dumb questions, Graham. There's just dumb traders. So, didn't help myself. You make a career just on the Forcesweep. The question is really how adaptable do I have to be, or can I just learn to kick it and run with it? Yeah. So, I was rather religious with it last year when I went on my run with Apex. I mean, this was the trade that I pulled 300,000 or more from them, right? That was closer to 4. 1 second. I got to try and ponder. But the moral of the story is you can. I would just say you need to be able to, last through a substantial drawdown. When I did backtesting, and none of these results I'm about to say are indicative of future results, it's a trading view backtest, so I did not hammer it in terms of making sure there weren't some of the typical pitfalls like using data that is impossible to get for a closed candle. Like, you're trading off of closed data and a live candle. I don't want to go into the nuances of backtesting, but from what I found, after that backtest is where and actually this was a two-pronged thing. We were also backtesting Irish and I. For those that don't know Irish, he's one of my old friends, and we roll hard in the Dots server. But shout out to him and the Dots, because that's a great product for the nicest session. But we'll get to that later. I looked at both of these systems and I said, okay, what kind of prop account do I need to get that has enough of a drawdown where I could trade one Q and Q, and if it went into its historical max drawdown, I could survive that over the course of a year. And I found that was around that $7,500 mark, where, in the worst case scenarios in some of the backtesting I saw, and they were always situations where you can make a case for why you don't get into that type of trade. But that's not what I want people to focus on. Even just originally testing it, I found that trading like, those at Apex 300K, just trading a one lot in the NQ and shooting for a $400 a day target. And by the way, when I was backtesting these results too, I would typically only take a 20 point or 80 tick target in the NQ. So I was not always taking the big, like the big 100 and 200 point targets, because I was happy with the notion of buying or, getting my 1R for the day and going home. And I still am. But I wanted something that was more or less just as you're asking for, right? The trading income, take one trade a day, win or lose, survive over the course of the year. Because I thought to myself, okay, this thing makes $100,000 a year, trading a one lot, or whatever makes $25,000 a year trading a one lot with a $7,500 drawdown. I forget exactly what it was. But what I calculated out to be was that if I got up to 20 lots on Apex, like, you could be making $1 million a year doing this, just with one trade. And that was kind of my goal. Well, I made it further the way, further away to that target, just over 40% of the way. Before, greed got the best of me. A little bit of getting overextended in a build up, or account build up I got, and then I thought, I basically thought I had more. Well, I had a lot of buffer, but more buffer, more problems, as I like to say. You get a little more confident, you want to take more risk. I was trying to increase my size. I shouldn't have. I should have stuck to the plan of 20 lots at Apex. That was open it. And I would encourage all of you to do that. Find a trade you can make $100, $200, $300 a day, and find a way to scale it up to 20 lots on Apex, 20 accounts, one a lot in each account. Because that's the value of prop firms, guys. Not to scale up in the same account, it's to just keep adding accounts when you want more. And copy trade. I'll certainly show you guys how I copy trade. The Trader of 8 logins, Ninja Trader, and Replicanto. Myself. I have to thank all of you for being here instead of with Patrick Whelan. I like Patrick, met him personally, great guy in person, crazy as heck. on streams, but looks like he's been streaming during my time slot. What is this? What is this? And again, Aaron, those are statistics that are so applicable to a trade like this. You know, anytime we can find things that align with setups that are logical, you know, those are my favorite things to apply. Those opening range and those hourly break setups, you know, they have high statistics. They're really easily backtestable. Any person with an Edgeful account can go and do it themselves. But there's also a lot of great websites like NQ Stats where you can go and look at this because guys have compiled it all for us. So, as much as I can appreciate paying mentors and for services, there's a lot of free information out there that you don't really need once you get to a certain point. I definitely think it's good to have somebody hold your hand and help you learn the ropes when you're starting in a career in trading, but by all means, there's nothing anyone out there can teach you that you can't learn for free or find for free. Yeah, and Aaron, I hope you outperform me. I hope everybody does, right? Exactly, Graham. I can't tell you how cool AI is. I mean, I spent years learning computer science, and none of it matters now. Hey, don't get me wrong, it helps to have that mindset and that foundational understanding, but I don't know if I'll actually write another line of code in my life. Everything I've done in the last year, I've actually been relying on AI a lot, and it's better than me, so what can you say? But the Forcesweep wasn't an AI-induced thing. This was just something I've always known how to do, or kind of a variation of it, and eventually I put pencil to paper and said, okay, let's define it. But believe it, I traded this for years without really a good definition of it. And I think there's a lot of us that, if you've been in the industry or been trading long enough, there's certain things you see or things you may have developed. Maybe because I come from a different era, where I wasn't behind the screen for my whole career. But still. Well, this is definitely one of the slower opening ranges we've had to develop. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's just hope that once it finally decides to move, it's not a head fake before the actual decision for the day, but and also we gotta be picking those wares from the X contest. We have figured out how to be able to do that, so we'll be doing that, some of those shortly. I don't know if I'll do all three at once, but I don't know. Maybe try to get one done before we actually have a break, so service and prizes. No, it is not too late to join. In fact, let me post another time about it. Get a link in here for anyone that does want to join right here at the last minute. Find the post that matters, right? There's two of them technically, but kind of funny. I was a streamer and social media influencer in another life over a decade ago. I sold out my business. That was built it on the side, but actually, this is a great story for all of you. This is the story of how I launched myself as an independent trader. Which we will get to in a second, but I do want you guys to have a shot at this. I'm gonna post it real quick on my feed. There's a post. Do it. Like, retweet. Make sure you follow myself, the Sith Traders, as well as Blue Simon. Get that done. In a few minutes here, we'll have the poll. The next one I'll do a add a friend thing too. So back to that story. When the first time I was a social media influencer, running my little trading signal service in 2009 to 2012, as well as educational services. I was the LA Wave guy back then. I was trading Forex. Because it really was the only thing we could trade other than futures in the US, coming out of the Dodd-Frank era, where they nixed CFDs and a whole number of other products because they directly compete with futures in the US industry, and the US futures industry said, hey, wow, yeah, get the heck out of Dodge. And ironically, now with the property market and predictive markets that are starting to poach the same liquidity. But anyway, long story short, I had a YouTube channel back then. X account actually all bigger than what I got going now, which is kind of funny. I had years of it in experience that. Anyway, and I was really trading Forex, and the first trade that made me really profitable was shorting the yen. Shorting the heck out of the yen back in 2000 it started in 2010, but really the position didn't really pop off until 2012. And that's when I officially left didn't have a 9-to-5, but I was working in futures. At that time, I was actually programming stuff for traders who were moving their way up to the prop firm level. Many of the futures clearing merchants or FCMs in Chicago, before I'd say 2015, 2018, whenever Apex and others started to take off. This is back in the early days of Top Step, in fact, which I also was probably first 1,000 funded trader over there. That's another story. Back in 2010, 2011. But where the heck was I? Oh yeah. So I'm in Chicago. I'm working in FCM. On their trading floor, which not on the floor of the exchange. There's up in the offices now, but they had trading floors up there. We didn't trade with each other, but the floor is broken up by agriculture guys. We're sitting over there. Energy would be over here. Depending on what different offerings and things were going on at the SCM, there could be any number of independent brokers, prop traders, independent traders that are renting desk space at the FCM, or any number of people living, working in that room together. Then we're not, employees of the FCM, which is, many of you trade through a broker, Well, your broker clears through FCM, which is where the money's held. Many brokers are their own FCMs though as well, so long story short, there's all there ways to make money in this industry that don't involve directly trading or taking risk. And I was involved in lots of those ways, right? I was coding for traders. I was on the floor one time earning commissions, right, as a broker. Forcesweep started to sell off. We were getting to move down towards that 10-minute or below. See if we get the breakdown into that gap fill and the low of the afternoon session into 27,740. Kind of looking like that is the direction the market wants to take it, but for all intents and purposes, this isn't, you know, we can at least theorize and talk about that 1 minute skip idea, which is, hey, if the market were to head back into the VWAP down and then down to a, you know, what's it called? Have a gap fill, that would be a very logical setup. And while I'm not going to be taking this one right now, this looks like an interesting 118 pick wide type trade. Like I said, I'm not going to be taking it myself. I'm going to be a little conservative here and wait for this thing to break because I'm trading evaluations and I might, you know, be doing a little bit of full boarding myself to be getting fast on them. Which I should not. I would not advise anyone else in this room to do. But Aaron, I don't hate it. You know, if I was trading micros or something, or you wanted to test something out, this is definitely the type of trade that could be considered of. And there's two reasons here too. One, I mean, you did spend nearly an hour consolidating above the VWAP, and now you're not. That's usually somewhat indicative that the market's decided to some extent. So, but yeah, I'm at the FCM. I'm trading, developing some algorithms for guys. So I'm earning a bit of a salary, right, and starting to try to trade on my own. I'm trading FX. I end up crushing it, shorting the yen, and decide, all right, I'm finally going out on my own, and the rest is history. Then, when I went out on my own, I still supplemented my income with streaming and a trade signal service, a trade signal educational service. I was doing very similar to what I'm doing now, not the Forcesweep setup, but showcasing just what I'm doing, putting my technical analysis out there, giving you entries that you can just follow along with me. And it was pretty successful for a number of years until I decided I didn't want to be a streamer or social media influencer, which didn't exist at the time. And I was just gonna that was always just something I was doing on the side while I stabilized my trading. And I got my, young 20 and nothing feet under myself. Nevertheless, hit the, proverbial home run by being really short the end, right when they start unwinding the carry trade. So the yen goes from literally its all-time highs with 76 is a low on the dollar yen, if you're looking at that chart, but in those 70s, and I got long the dollar yen, shorted the yen via the dollar yen, so you buy dollars in the FX market anyway. They're denominated in yen, so you're effectively short against the yen. And I held it for the run up, and if you go back and look, there was about half the run up we had here today, and honestly, this is the whole trade in the yen that has played out through today that I was anticipating. I didn't hold it, but there were 3 or 4 times then over the next half a decade that I was into that trade heavily that was also profitable for me. So I built up a track record at that time that I took and ended up eventually at a true prop firm, to a couple prop firms, but the first one I was at was I don't even know if I was getting 10% or 20% of my profits right off the bat, but I was making $40,000 a year salary. And once I made back that salary draw, my profit split, I think, went up to 50. But then once I doubled it, my profit split went up to 80%. So that was my first prop firm deal I ever had. I eventually leveraged that into my final prop firm deal, which I'm not talking sim-funded prop there, guys. The last prop firm I traded physically for and with, that was an 80-20 split, where yeah, the goal was to really try to make partner, which is about a $300,000 buy-in. I think it actually ended up being close to $500,000 buy-in and investment into the prop firm. But once you hit that echelon, right, you are now in a profit share with all the other traders at the firm. So you became a partner, and those were the firms that you wanted to get into. And you don't get into it. You know somebody who, as you come in and explain your trade, and then they just say, yeah, how much do you need? And you tell them, they're like, oh, I don't know, 10 grand, 15 grand is probably enough. And they're like, yeah, you're going to use 50, and you're going to do this, It ends up being way bigger than what you expect. But anyway, that relationship, and that's our 10-minute opening range break. And almost gap fill. I don't know if I wanted the gap fill there or not. But my drop experience with that firm lasted until about whenever the Swiss depegged and rigor pegged and then depegged the franc. That was another trade I made a decent living off of every year. You would just buy the peg in the euro franc. It's the euro Swiss franc. Market would trade down into the Swiss National Bank peg, and you just buy it up. But at that point, it'd rally a few hundred pips over the next 6 months. You'd get out, then short it again, or get ready to buy the peg again. And I did that for about 6 years, just on and off the cycle, just really easy swing trading. And the cool thing about FX is actual cash effects. Then we would do futures too, but you can actually earn a yield and a roll yield off of that cash position. So I was always positive, trying to trade positive yield currency, and get a yield on top of it. So I was with that prop firm and doing what I was doing there until after the Swiss National Bank depegged. Because I decided, wow, I don't want to trade currencies anymore. If like a national bank could come in and just like move the market, and no hope for me. Wow, that's interesting. No MNQ's break, huh? Let's take a look at that. This is something I always go back on. Yeah, that is crazy. Oh, you know why though? It's the, why did they open? Why do they open so much differently? Look at that difference in the opening price there. And again, another reason why, right? That first minute candle, right? Just kind of a weird candle, but you're not wrong. I mean, it looks like the Lakers are about to break it. You're not wrong. I would like to see them actually send it a little lower here. Somewhere down into here before the bounce would confirm a little bit more of a break of this kind of consolidation we've held for the end of the day. Trend line like this, it's finally broken, right? But I would love to see that trend line now retest with the VWAP, on a great, on the move back up. We'll see. But yes, we just need a VWAP retrace that is the 10-minute opening range break for all intents and purposes. Like the setup always goes. We've got our 10-minute opening range break lower. We do have a declining and decaying book here. I'd love to have seen that go negative, but we have broken lows of the day on the constant volume delta, and we seem to have rolled over a nice little burnout lower. So now you want to see that divergence. We don't want to see the market rally back up and CVD take out that 395 high. We want to see it fail, honestly, somewhere back into, this area on it. I don't know. I got to figure out a way to make this not show fill the dud there for CVD, not ENQ, but yep. Now we want to see acceptance down here. A little bit of a volume uptick. Sellers kind of get trapped for a bit. Then you see that short squeeze up, and all it is a short covering rally. It's not an actual reversal. And then you want to see that new round of sellers and participation into the view up that then starts to roll over, and then the volume push into the well and plug. You know how these things go, guys. But for right now, we've got a VWAP at the 27,768 area. We're going to be looking to get short right ahead of that. Let's talk about it. That 27-point range, 108 ticks. This came 1 to 1, 108. It puts that stop above the 5 today. I don't always love when that's the case. Many times I will actually just use the high of the day as the stop, because if we go to a new high, I mean, obviously this market has completely negated whatever idea we were thinking about it trending lower, right? But we will see. I do typically front run by a tick or two, if I'm placing my order. And mainly because the VWAP is usually constantly moving right up to the moment we're getting into it, and it comes to meet price, right? So you're always gonna skip a tick in front of you when you don't expect it. But for the sake of making sure you don't miss a fill, on those most perfect kisses, or the number of times we've seen it front run by just a little bit, worth it paying a tick or two, in my humble opinion. You get into some of these levels. Oh yeah, Scott, thank you for reminding me. The CVD indicator I am using here, it's just called CVD chart. Let's pull it up here. There's chart at bottom, and about this script, I think this is it. I think that's it. If you click on that, does that take you? Yep, that takes you to it. That's the indicator I use. It's free. Shout out to whoever made it, invented it. It's pretty good. Truthfully, if you like it, you get to use it. I really start to be flow with order flow. Tools like Bookmap or other order flow is programs are probably better, but this at least throws it on the chart and gives me at a very quick look, the divergence, I want to see or not see, right? Really? Wow, here I am, crediting some developer that I don't want to say they don't exist, but I didn't know it was TradeView native, but cool. Makes me trust it a little bit more, I guess. So I'll get it set up. Oh boy. Don't ever forget to log into your trading platform when you want to place a trade. first in a minute how it's not one of those nights that just goes and doesn't give an entry. But those happen. Also, what is with this music, Seth? Once we get out of that first Star Wars couple themes, right, I feel the need to change it up and bring in a little more upbeat feel and vibes for the room. And please do tell me if the music is too loud relative to me. Hello? We on music now, guys. Ladies, gentlemen, then leave the ball variety. Great question. Locale, Vega, when we're looking at trading other assets, what do we look for? Then how do we develop a trading strategy? Oh, it's a loaded question. I traded everything, like literally, you name it. I have traded it from Burmese and Tamagotchis and collectibles to Euro dollars, which are not Euro currency dollars. I'm talking 1 million US dollars in a offshore bank account represented by a single features contract. It's the most liquid and deep features contract. It's actually a treasury note. Those are the wildest markets ever. Anyway, go for... I don't want to say this. Know the market you're looking at, right? You have to understand in futures the type of market, right? Is it a speculative vehicle, a commercial asset? Are you trading a commodity, a currency, a crypto, an equity index? Understand the core fundamental behind the market they're looking at, for starters. That means in oil, you can't just be paying attention to price. You need to be paying attention to geopolitics. You got to be paying attention to both our quotas. You need to be paying attention to Baker Hughes rig counts. You need to be paying attention to the futures curve. There's so many things that carry to the cost of storage for oil. There's a million different things to pay attention to, right? Equity indices become a little more fun because nobody pays attention to the underlying stocks involved. Because it almost doesn't matter. This price discovery ends up happening in the equity index features. So you end up with a lot of liquidity and not much nonsense when it comes to having to pay attention to things outside the bars on the screen, right? But if I was just going to be a straight technical trader, I'd want to see clean price action. You want to see deep liquidity, not super deep, but like good participation. Markets like silver, cotton, sugar, they're not liquid. Price discovery doesn't exist. They just go. So I think it also is a question of what type of trader are you? Are you a scalper or a swing trader? Do you rely on discretion? Do you have strategy? Do you not? For markets, you don't need a strategy to trade. You can just trade pure liquidity and order flow. If you know how to read the tape, that 100 lot in wheat matters. Well, wheat's a bad example, but the 100 lot in cotton matters a lot more than the 100 lot in corn or the equity indices. So I guess you did ask about necessarily other trading assets. You're asking more about the process for developing a trading strategy too. Man, these are things we could write books on. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. And I'm still finding myself on stream too, so this will be fun.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order canceled.
That's obnoxious. Ninja Trader is exceedingly loud. One sec here, everybody. It's going very low. I'll be right back. Don't worry, everything's as it's supposed to. You should definitely be seeing a blank screen. For the time being. Alright.
Order submitted. Are you breaking that, buddy? Oh, come on. Hey, unused nerd, everyone. I got Legos, and my son's over here just destroying something. Oh, that's awesome.
Order filled.
Well, I had to pull that one in. I was busy. What's the actually in the room snack? There we go. Let's see how this works out, folks. I'm a little heavy on this thing, but it's their evals. And it's not a one-shot pass, but it's it'll get me most of the way there if it's right. Oh man, it just started thunderstorming here. I hope I don't lose internet. We actually have really stable, pretty stable connection in internet here in my neck of the woods, so it shouldn't go down or anything, but just forewarning, my Wi-Fi and everything, it can be weird. But you guys know what to do. Entry is in. Stops are set. Let's actually review this setup, because I did not pull my orders down. I have stuff away from the machine for just a second there, and I got filled pretty poorly on this. That sucks. It's like, don't have kids and try to be a trader, I swear to God. Like, every day of my life. But, this way, 6450 looks like the official, like, kind of level, where the review off was kind of filled here, so lows of the day now are your target down at 97,740.75 with a 95 risk on the target. So raise your target just below the highs of the day. Kind of like that idea. Down to that, to 88 quarter. And again, we did a nice slide lower, the type of thing I want to trial that stop lower. But officially here, the downside target for the that. You can't go outside right now, man. Like, when everyone wants to go outside in the thunderstorm. I know you love the rain, brother, but you can't. I like the setup so far, but my opinion matters not, right? Like it because we're out money and we haven't really been down it, but that could have been a feed fix better on that entry. 3 points I left on the table there. That's softy. Oh well.
Looking Snow White, eating rotten apples. Dirty bass that be coming at you. Roller coasters like a supernova. Around the ringmaster, this my tabernacle. See you screaming, I'm like, what for? Oh, you pop? Yeah, I got popcorn. I don't wake up on the wrong lawn, so we won't stop. It's a lost cause. Take a look through the peephole. Yo, everybody's getting geek, bro. Stop the hate and let them leaks know that we turn the club into a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club, yeah, we turn the club to a freak show. Turn the club into a freak show.
And then if that moment when you get greedy and you start to look what is the full target capacities on a one go. Better put it down there, but I'm going to be aggressive in trailing my stop, that's for sure. But this is an eval, folks. I would not be trading funded, as you noticed last week. But get back down to your basics, and really shouldn't be advocating trading evals any different than funded accounts for anyone, truthfully, but the fact is they're simply not the same. One of them represents, right, your total risk in terms of any prop firm execution, and the other one represents your actual ability to make money real. Yeah, let's just go over the nature of the entire setup. How do we come up with the target? The 40 and 3/4 or 27,740 and 3/4 low of the day. That is simply the low of the Globex session. Right now, that's the target, the trade. I use the full E-mini NASDAQ, not the micros, for developing the price levels for these, the system or the trade, right? Because it is a big contract. The MNQ is going to follow along closely, but it's the NQ that's the driver. And then the risk on that trade is just one-to-one with that target. So if it's 95 ticks down to the target from your entry or from the VWAP, but not stop up at 95 as well. Believe you me, I'm sure you can find variations of it that are more appropriate. But that's, what was it, 76/4? That's not that bad. I'm looking at what would my Lucid max loss on the day on an eval would be up at 76/4. Which is actually not bad for like one trade to be able to full port the eval to get most of the way to a target. But again, not what I would recommend most people doing. Just trade this system conservatively. Be able to survive 5 days of losses a whole week in a row. And they'll survive with that, I think. And then, of course, adjusting your stops and your targets, or I should say, adjusting your size to equalize the risk per trade. That's one of the smarter things to do. That way, it doesn't matter if it's a 200 tick risk or 50 tick risk. You either trade one or divide by 4. Trade 4 micros or 2 micros instead, or whatever the equivalent risk would be, right? And that was an issue I had last week. Actually, I didn't reduce my size enough on some of those massive opening ranges and orm setup we had. That was on when it comes down to it. That and simply not taking the $5,000 payout and trying to go for a $10,000 when my rule is to just take the payout, but okay. Regret. But just ironically, he also headed into a week where the risk on each trade was like $1,200, right? On a one NQ. The thing to do was to go down to a micro until for sure. And I would advise everybody to, behave and trade that way. Come on. Let's flush this thing. Give me that push down to 20s. Oh, here we go. But get down to 20. And pass this account. I mean, oh shoot, I got from a line on the chart too, though. There. Where I like to have a little line and so a little. Nah, it's not trick, but if you're trailing stops or like that's the target on a trade, try not to give back that much, right? Answer I was actually going to have a munch stream tonight, but I had such a hard time setting up my own mic and everything else. I'm going to obviously punt that to another night here, buddy, but dude, one of these nights this week or soon, whenever Irish gets his mic is really what it should be. Really get him on the stream too, have a little fun. I think I could actually do that for you, man. I think with software could flip your stream too. But yeah. Well, guys, it's looking like we're getting close to targets on this thing. Let's up and go. Don't give up now on us. Yo, don't do it. Don't do it. Come on, back down. Come on. With pretty good CE divergence. I'd like to see them take out, the low. It's probably going to happen along flushing the lows and price if we do. But, yeah, testing into the VWAP. You can see how the CVD only, really got back up to that entry of the day, connected back up to highs, could get back up to this range it was holding. Very similar to what you saw in price action, right? Not so different. A good look in the short term, but hate seeing this bounce. Don't want to see a retest of the VWAP either, but where we're bouncing to and holding resistance in the immediate short term. There's a 50-minute candle. We're still inside that 15 minutes. So I still favor that downside. Obviously, we're short. Nice. There we go. Get ready for it, kids. Harry, I'm trying to figure out what app I need to use to pick a drawing, and I should be focusing on this trade right now we're in and about to hit. EP on. How on Jake said, of course, I probably just did. Oh. Really don't like that 2-minute. What those 2-minute candles, I should say, but son of a bitch. Trading's hard. Looks like a retest of the new op might be underworked. I'm falling short still here and in. Sweeping lows, not out of the question. But I had one solid test of this broken trend line as well. I was worried into the VWAP like we talked about how we wanted to see early in the stream anyway. But here we are. Almost close. 5 points. 5 points away. God, I jinxed the hell out of this, didn't I? That's what it's sides. That's what it's sides with it. It's funny. Definitely need to get an algorithm going that every time I say we're gonna go to TP, I'd take it the other way. You like see this. So this is a great example of divergence from price. Price rallies up into a resistance area, and nobody in the order book believes it. It's a short-covering rally. There's no real new buyers. Equal amount of sellers clearly came in, rejected price, and CBD or the order book has been relatively unchanged in terms of that participation in this short term. It's not a perfect science, but CBD is put in a new divergent high. You could make a case as a little diverging low, right? If it price also rally up and explode, that's true. I'd feel more comfortable if this is pressing into negative territory on the lows, but at the very least, price rose, CBD did not. And that's the exact type of divergence you hope for continuation lower in the step situation. So let's see. Hopefully the market doesn't make a mockery of me and head the other way. 15-minute candles, we get diverging lows too. This is a lower low and lower high within an inside, though, for the last 45 minutes inside this candle back from, the 4:50 p.m. East to Central. But we'll see. Keep the faith. May the 4th be with all of you. The short's working until it's not. Thank you. What I need is a Sith dancer who's breaking it down, not raising the roof, but yeah. Awesome. Thanks for joining everyone who is still here with us, waiting patiently for that sweep of the lows and a take profit on this trade. Ooh, I said that word the last time I did. We went up for almost another test of the VWAP, but I'm keeping the face and keeping the fourth. Here we go. Oh, baby. Let's see if I can't do that. Or on the stream after this, because we are obviously down into now. You know how this goes, folks. Crunch time on the session, the day, and the type of trade where we're going to be trailing in stops to break even, probable for me as I get to that take profit level that you all should be taking it at. I'm going for an eval pass, but nevertheless, I want to get back to the days of games, right? Right, here you go. Press. Don't like that. That stinks. Literally. That's a tease. Market always knows, doesn't it? Can't even get to 40 and 3/4 for all of us. Come on, that's some garbage price action. But nevertheless, I mean, good place to say TP. Tell it, stop down, lock it in, guys. I would not be letting this one come back on you. I'm trading evals right now, so get that profit booked. May the 4th be with you. We'll get some drawings going here in a second. What are you all? Come on, I'm back down. I'm looking for about 20 points lower. It's, you know, greed. Now, there's another reason I don't hate that downside target. I'll explain it in a second, but I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the flow right here. It's very obtainable to break basically this consolidation level and just head down to a test of this flow. So in doing so, it would pass these evals for me, and I hope that that will be the case. I, of course, will be drawing my stop on that and probably will kill the stream if we just get a take profit filled here and then do the drawing, right? That's what you all came for. Not here to be an idiot like the Sith Trader and extend targets and try to pass evals on one build. No, that's not you. Yeah, I hope you all took the profit anyone that got in it, but I've never lived. Just over here, buddy. Here, okay. Yeah. I really did. I thought you wanted to do it. Oh my God. I walked out shit into my family room. And my kid's birthday was this weekend, so he got some cool gifts. But he got one of those jump-on rockets, air-powered rockets. You know, you just jump in it. But jump on a little whoopee cushion thingy, right? And it shoots the rocket out through hose. He's in my living room doing that. And my wife's out, right out the store. I'm live streaming for audio. Kids running around. If you knew the real Sith Trader's life. There it go. No. That. Absolute fucking chaos of my house. I love it. Well, there's your TP, everybody. Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations to everybody who just took that. Got it. I'm going to be trying to my stop here very soon. Come on, push. Give me that next rundown. Give me that next push. Come on. All right, well, I am locked in. The TP for everybody else. Come on, don't go up there and get my stop. Keep edging us lower. No, no, no. Here we go. Come on, give me that push. We'll get that drawing here in just a minute, folks. Obviously, old Sith Trader's got to try to feed the kids here, little Sith acolytes. It's going to come up and get me. That's fine. I mean, I'll take $1,700 or whatever that is, right? But I wanted to pass these things. Still can. Still might. And while we're waiting for that to happen, let's go ahead and get this drawing going. You know what? Y'all deserve to win something. Because we've had another dream day. With the Globex Forcesweep, everybody's a winner. Drawing's officially closed here, and we're going to give this a spin. 211 of you all participated, and I will reach out to y'all on X Chris. Then still going on 152. You are our first winner of a Lucid 50K Pro account. I will get you notified if you're here on stream. Congratulations. I'm going to give you another spin here because I don't want to get stopped out, but I'm going to. Oh, I didn't just miss my B. Number 2, Pro Trader 2809. On down. And last but not least, our third big winner of a 50K Lucid Pro account is Project X001. Congratulations, G3. I will be reaching out if we don't hear back from you guys in a very reasonable amount of time, or if anyone can't actually accept the prize. I will pull a couple of the winners. But congratulations to you three, our first three winners of a Sith Trader giveaway. May the fourth be with you all. I'm going to keep the stream open. I'll be hanging around, but I got to go watch a couple little munchkins who are going wild in the other room. I'm going for 27,723. My stop's at the TP for the day from the Forcesweep setup, so I've got that on the lock for passing these accounts on a one go. And I am not going to complain one bit about that here today, because that's just a good looking setup. There it goes, everybody. We're walking away with $1,700 in the eBay. So, okay, that's math from my team. Our total target done in one trade. Not that that's the bragging, right? I'm sure it's going to go straight down to my actual target. But the rest are three winners. Happy Star Wars Day to everybody out there. I'm sure I'm going to get sued by the big mouse for all this. And when I inevitably do, we'll just rebrand to something else. But it was worth everybody. That's one more Forcesweep in the books. I'm the Sith Trader, and we will be back with you all as price action develops. Remember, trading futures involves risk and is not suitable for everybody, and today's live stream is for educational purposes only and not trading advice. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow night for another Globex Forcesweep.